Alright. This is the last and final champion release that we're getting, and this is the Evelynn. This is the one that I think I'm the most curious about because we've been getting all these husks, every day. Well, now that we know what they are and who they're tied to, it's really the mystery of what Evelynn actually does with the husks, and I'm super excited to see this. So this should be really cool, and let's jump into it.
I'm always ready to play.
Alright. Evelynn, 4 mana, 0/5. Ooh, origin. Oh, so it is an Runeterra champion. Which I'm not sure if I expect that or not, but that's cool. Origin, Agni's Embrace. You may put any cards that summon husks into your deck during deck building. Okay, interesting. Evelynn, when I'm summoned, summon a random husk. So now, for those of you who don't know, the husks are 0/1s. That when they die, or whenever you summon a unit, the husk will die, and then the unit being summoned will gain that keyword. And now there's a husk for pretty much every positive keyword. So one for Overwhelm, one for Challenger, one for Quick Attack, one for Impact, etc, etc, etc. Now, because there is a lot, summoning a random husk is a little bit of a letdown, but I'm not going to let that ruin my initial glance. Evelynn's level up: when you or an ally kill an allied husk, give me its positive keywords this round and I level up. Okay. So whenever you summon an ally, Evelynn levels up and gains that positive keyword. So just right off the bat, I'm thinking some Gnar-esque champion where it has this really easy level up condition, but maybe reverts back to original form and does something again. Very interested.
Bang! Playtime. Mind if I slip into something a little more painful?
Ooh. Alright, yep, so I was correct. Evelynn becomes a 5. Holy moly. Cause so Evelynn instant levels. She gains the positive keywords. And she continues to gain positive keywords whenever you and your ally kill an allied husk, but it is only locked to husk. But she essentially gets to stack up on keywords for the round. Round end, summon a random husk. If fewer than 6 allies have died this game, transform me back into Evelynn. Okay, whoa. Wow, that is so interesting. Transforming back into Evelynn. Does it retain the keywords? I'm not sure. That's so insane. Isn't that just like Pantheon, but almost better?
Don't worry, it's not my first time. It's always over so soon. Back on the prowl.
She does gain the keywords.
That's my Vora.
This card is insane, whatever it is.
See what's beneath while I see what's inside. Ever been flayed?
This card looks insane. I don't even know what it does yet, but every time an husk dies, some another random husk. Absolutely insane. It looks like a 1-drop.
That was hot. Dance for me! I love it when they scream.
What did that card do? Allure. Summon a random husk, grants it +1/+0.
Ooh, another plaything.
Evelynn, I've missed you.
Whenever I'm summoned, summon a random husk. when you summon a 1-cost ally granted a random keyword, and husks are all 1-cost allies? Question mark.
Oh, hush now, love. You'll startle the food. We're playing by my rules.
Yeah, husks are 1-cost allies. Now, husks being 1-cost allies, does that synergize some random crap? Not quite sure. Professor Von Yip, you can give husks, you can make 3/3 husks, and then when an ally kills a husk, it's gonna gain the positive keywords. I guess it's a 2/3 husk, but you get to gain a 2/3 stat line for essentially free. It's cute, but
They always come crawling back.
what? Oh my god. Oh, okay, but this is Evelynn's champ spell, right? Right? They wouldn't print a spell. The Runeterran spells just don't exist. I don't. This has to be Evelynn's champ spell, right? I assume that is Evelynn's champ spell, unless they sort of went against it and printed specific Runeterran spells to work with Runeterran champs, which I don't mind either. But being able to run 3 of these potentially is really kind of insane.
Here comes the moon.
This guy already has scout. All right, fair enough. Whenever I'm summoning some random husk.
How about you go away?
Let's do this again sometime.
Woo! Where's the card? Oh, it's a 3 card. 3 cost. Okay, no way it was a 1 cost. But this card's insane. This card like makes the whole archetype work. Oh man, I mean, just mechanically and just mechanically, I think Evelynn has brought the most to the table this expansion. It's so you saw the engine work. You saw how Evelynn, everything just kind of like snowballed and steamrolled. Of course, it's like Evelynn. Who's the other card? Evelynn plus who'd-you-call-it? Name. Evelynn. Evelynn Kaiser. It has this really insane synergy where you know, you have all these engines that can summon husks and then just give out random keywords, and then you come in with like the Kaiser. Evelynn gain, so you play like an ally Evelynn to kill a husk. Evelynn gains those keywords, and then you second skin your Kaiser onto Evelynn, or you second skin Evelynn onto Kaiser, and essentially every husk that you kill is giving you basically triple keywords in a sense, which is kind of insane if you think about that sort of value engine. Especially when you can get things like spell shield, challenger, quick attack, whatever it may be, just like get really snowball things. Even on Victor, you know, like Victor's slow compared to like what Evelynn can do. And not only that, Evelynn just comes out as a 4-mana 5/5 essentially, because you can pretty much burst this out through some means, or you know, you can easily do this on turn 4. Granted that it will turn back into Evelynn, but the keywords and the stats that Evelynn gains stacks is really insane. And then, you know, you have Evelynn's champion spell, so I was right, this was a champion spell, but Evelynn's champion spell being able to protect herself, which was one of the big downsides of Runeterran champs as a whole, being not able to splash other regional spells. So you could splash one region spells, but you couldn't have both, and now you basically get spell shield for free, or like memory cloak. I guess is more like, notice all this is memory cloak. You get a free Ionia spell in your deck as long as you draw 2 Evelyns, which I think is an insane power creep in the term of Runeterran champion spells as a whole. Like Jhin spell, Bard spell, pale comparison to Evelynn's spell for like what they sort of do as, you know, the purpose of, or like it makes up a huge downside of having to play Runeterran champion. Not that playing Runeterran champion necessarily was a downside itself, but there were intrinsic downsides to it. And now Evelynn having this insane champion spell kind of makes up for a little bit of that weakness. But yeah, like all the like Evelynn I think looks absolutely nuts, especially with domination. Like this card I think makes everything work. Oh no, this isn't what it did. What? Okay, I thought it did something else. When I'm summoned, summon a random. Okay, this did. Okay, never mind. I thought this card was a lot more insane. For some reason, I thought it was summoning husks when other ally dies. That would be too insane. But alert, 2 mana focus. It's in a Demacia. Summon a random husk and okay. Sure. Vor, when I'm summoned, summon a random husk. Yup. Steam, when I'm summoned, summon a random husk. Yup. Hate Spike, kill an ally to deal 2 to a unit and summon a random husk. I mean, this card's like the most insane one, right? Solitude, whenever I'm summoned, summon a random husk. Whenever you summon a 1-cost ally, granted a random keyword. Okay, yeah, so you have these engines, right? What's funny about this is like, you don't need to play husk with it, although I think you most likely will. But the idea that this 1-cost ally thing in P and Z with the like Professor Von Yip kind of strategy is like, kind of cute. I don't think you would play this outside of a husk deck, or Evelynn specifically. But the idea of like something like this being in P and Z is kind of funny just because of this 1-cost ally synergy. So this one makes sense. Why is this card in Demacia? I don't know. Why is Steam a Bilgewater card? It's probably some lore that I'm not aware of. But these cards look mediocre. These cards look a little bit worse. I think there's some insane Shadow Isles. Oh, I was gonna say They Who Endure deck, but obviously you can't run Shadow Isles and Freljord in the same deck. And if you're only running Evelynn Freljord, then you can't like get the slays as easily. So it's a little bit interesting. Just because this whole package right here, the Husk, is super focused on Evelynn herself, and they don't seem very splashable in other decks, such as like Beard in Bard could be splashed in other like Bandle City decks. These seem very, very focused to Evelynn, which I think makes sense just given the direction of how Evelynn looks, because Evelynn's champ cell is super focused on Evelynn. Evelynn's pack is super focused on Evelynn. The good news is all these are summon effects, so you can Hourglass them. If you're playing Evelynn Kaiser, you have Shrima, you have Hourglass, you have Servitude. You have a lot of things that can synergize with the summon effect, which is really, really good. Overall, very impressed with Evelynn, I think. This seems very snowbally, very fast, and the showcase was a really cool example of that. I'm still a little bit confused on what exactly happened. I might have missed a little bit here and there, but I think overall Evelynn looks really cool. Now again, it's just random keyword like direction. It's so strange that Runeterra can't like stray away from random keywords being the way to win games, which I always find very, very annoying, especially when something like Husk, there's like what, 9 different husks you can summon. And it's your power spikes are really going to depend on what you hit, right? Which is always this like difficult aspect of balancing this sort of stuff, and I'm still somewhat disappointed that it's always the direction that Runeterra seems to be going. Victor, Pantheon, Evelynn. See random keywords, like come on, give me something more interesting, right? Come on, man. But yeah, like these all look pretty fine. I just don't. These seem a little bit off though, because like if you do want to smash like Evelynn plus Kai'Sa together, Kai'Sa already has a lot of like 5/8 drops that do probably better things than summoning a Husk. So if you're playing Evelynn Kai'Sa, which I think that the obvious push is with this whole like keyword soup kind of strategy, I just don't see these cards fitting in super well. At least these 2 cards. Even Domination comes off a little bit weak now. I thought this was a 1-drop that was like an engine, which was absolutely crazy. But as a 3-drop, yeah, Husk are 1/1 and they grant 1/1s. Okay, so that's essentially a chime on a specific unit you get to play. Is that better than just chime straight up and a random keyword? Okay, maybe that's better. But chimes can like roll more than 1. Right now I don't see that many ways of like summoning husks. Because if you ran everything, even like Allure, this card seems weak. because I don't know, you're summoning a 1/1 Husk, so it's essentially giving the next unit you summon +1/+1 and a random keyword, and levels Evelynn, and then gives that keyword to Evelynn. Okay. As long as you have Evelynn, you need Evelynn in this deck. If you don't draw Evelynn, this doesn't look very good. Of course, depending on how you build the deck out and what sort of second champion region you're going for, this might struggle outside of Kai'Sa, at least in my very initial glance. Obviously, you have to play around with things like that, and we'll see where it goes, but that's just sort of my initial opinion. Random keywords, but Evelynn seems very snowbally, very strong. I thought there was a little bit of a better engine for this archetype, but so far this still seems okay. Hate Spike seems really, really good. Oh, but it is kill an ally, huh? Okay, I'll have to reevaluate this card later on, but still seems decent. Like for a Slay archetype like Thrash Nasus, not bad at all. But yeah, I think that's all the cards that we get for this upcoming expansion. I'm not sure if there are any other new cards. No, that's gonna look like it. Is that? Oh no, there's a. Okay, there's a few more. Is this the only other one? And then Salter, 2 mana, 1/3 when I'm summon a random Husk. Okay. Having extra 2-drop, that can at least block is really good. Like this is a good card for the archetype. But I think that's gonna be it. Are they actually releasing Last Caress as a spell? I think they are. I knew it was a champion spell, but is it actually gonna be the first Runeterra spell they can net deck? I don't quite know. It doesn't have the gem, right? Okay, so it doesn't have the gem, so it's not. That's so confusing. I don't. Runeterra, please. Okay, yeah, that's all the cards we're getting. I like it. It's very explosive. It's very cool. It again just very reliant on Evelynn, but that is pretty exciting. So we'll have to see where it goes. Let me guys know what you thought about the initial Kai'Sa release, and tomorrow is going to be the expansion drop, so I should be streaming tomorrow. You guys can actually go watch the pre-release today. I believe the LPP members do have early access, so they'll probably be streaming on Twitch. So feel free to check that out if you guys are interested as well. But I'll leave it here. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll catch you guys next time. Peace out, guys, and take care.